Hello everyone! Today I will be telling you a sweet little bedtime story about the time I Nuzlocked the very first Pokemon game that I ever owned. I'm Sabrina and you're watching Saffron City TV. Welcome, children. I hope you have brought your favorite drink and softest blankie and pillow, because it's time to gather around for a thrilling fable about my Nuzlocke journey through the first Pokemon game that I ever owned, Pokemon Sapphire. And I hope that you're prepared, because it's gonna be a long one. Yeah, this video is going to be long. I probably should have made it shorter, but I just got so excited I didn't want to cut any of it out. I'm just kidding. Watch the whole thing. It'll be a good time, I promise. So get ready for a tale of bravery, success, loss, tragedy, destruction, and snacks. So let's just dive right in without further delay. Author's note. For those who may not know, a Nuzlocke is a way of playing Pokemon games with self-imposed rules that make the game more challenging and fun. Check out the description below for more information, and I'll display the rules of the game on the screen now. Preface. As a child, my parents provided me with the best they could. In 2003, they gifted me my first mainline Pokemon game, Pokemon Sapphire, on my birthday. To learn more about my childhood experiences with Pokemon, check out my origin story video, linked in the cards and description below. This is the game that I, a true novice, Nuzlocked, and this is the story of that adventure. So get ready for a roller coaster of emotions that you won't soon forget. Chapter 1. It is dark, it is dry, and the smell of cardboard boxes and dust fill the air. I am confused and disoriented. A thin stream of light pours into the bottom of the space and gradually grows as my eyes adjust to its luminance. My mom basically shoved me into the back of a moving truck with all the heavy boxes and heavy furniture for our move to Little Root Town. Yeah, I have terrible parents. She excitedly welcomes me to our new home where I finally get my own room. But I'm an only child, so... Wait, where was I sleeping before? And my dad couldn't bring himself to take a day off work to help us move, making him far from Father of the Year. My mom says I should attempt to make friends with our neighbor, Brendan, who was surprised that a gym leader could have a daughter, and his ideals are a little unrealistic, to put it nicely. After rescuing Professor Birch from a level 3 Poochyena, he gives me a Torchic, which I name Habanero. I then receive running shoes from my mom and have my first Pokemon battle with Brendan. It was a fairly close battle, but Habanero narrowly survived. We go back to the lab where Professor Birch gives us the Pokedex, and I start my journey to become the champion. On Route 101, I catch a Zigzagoon named Biscuit, and later a Poochyena named Oreo on Route 103. I catch a Surskit named Skittles on Route 102 before heading to Petalburg to see my dad. There, I help a sickly kid named Wally catch a rare Ralts, and I try to hide my jealousy. We head back to the gym where my dad encourages me to continue to Rustboro. However, I have to pass through the Petalburg woods first. On my way there, I catch a Wurmple on Route 104 that I name Gummy. Gummy is not a particularly important character in this story, so from here on out, I will only be mentioning these significant encounters. After arriving in the Petalburg woods, I caught a Tailo and I named her Pepsi, eagerly anticipating her addition to my team. Chapter 2. After Pepsi joined the team, I couldn't shake the feeling that my team was in dire need of some training. It wasn't until I stumbled upon youngster Billy back on Route 104 that I remembered how important it was to keep my team sharp. With a C-Dot and a level 8 Tailo on his team, I knew this battle would be tough. I managed to take down the C-Dot without much difficulty, but the Tailo was a different story. I sent out my strongest team member, Habanero, to face the Tailo head-on, but even Habanero couldn't withstand the powerful blows of Billy's bird Pokemon. As Tailo used focus energy to boost its critical hit odds, I realized that this battle just went from difficult to dangerous. Habanero's health was dwindling, and I knew I had to act fast if I wanted to save him and the rest of my team. Desperate to turn the tide of battle, I made the tough decision to sacrifice one of my teammates. Oreo, a valiant member of the team, stepped up and bravely faced Tailo. Though she fought with all her might, Oreo fell to the Tailo's devastating peck attack. But her sacrifice was not in vain. It gave us the opportunity to heal Habanero and prepare for the final push. As I sent Habanero back into battle, he used all of his strength to unleash a barrage of powerful scratch attacks. But it wasn't until Biscuit, another trusted member of our team, stepped up to finish the fight that we finally emerged victorious. It was a hard-fought battle, but it reminded me of the importance of staying prepared and never underestimating my opponents. After mourning our fallen comrade Oreo, we ventured back to Petalburg Woods, where we encountered a researcher from the Devon Goods Corporation. He engages me in riveting conversation about Shroomish, but our conversation was cut short when a Team Aqua grunt appeared out of nowhere, attempting to steal the researcher's valuable papers. I battled the grunt and emerged victorious thanks to Pepsi's strength. With the threat vanquished, we continued our journey through the woods until we finally arrived at Rustboro City. Upon our arrival in Rustboro City, my team and I take a much-needed rest before diving into intense training sessions. We dedicate hours to battle and strategize, determined to level up our team members to the maximum level cap of 15, which matches the highest level of Roxanne's Rock-type Pokemon. As we train, it becomes clear that our team is ill-prepared to take on the gym leader with such a type advantage. But then, we realize that our tiny Surskit, Skittles, has a strong offense that could be our only hope. Skittles, with her water typing, will have to be our glass cannon if we hope to have any chance of victory. With our team now at its peak, we enter Roxanne's gym, ready to face the ultimate challenge. Chapter 3. Feeling intimidated and nervous, we entered the Rustboro gym to face the gym trainers leading up to the formidable gym leader, Roxanne. Our team was not evenly matched for the challenge, but we had Skittles, the tiny Surskit, who proved to be an unstoppable force against the first few gym leaders. I was shocked at how effortlessly she dispatched their Geodudes. Skittles showed us that size and type weakness don't matter as long as we have the courage to fight. With Skittles leading the charge, we healed our team and prepared to face the strongest enemy yet, Roxanne. I was scared and anxious, but Skittles reminded me that even though she was small, she was fearless and determined to win. As we approached Roxanne, she announced her determination to demonstrate the battling skills she had honed at the Rustboro Trainer School. The battle commenced, and my heart raced with anticipation. This was the ultimate test, and Skittles was our hero. Roxanne unleashes her Geodude, and I send in Skittles, our fearless leader. And with lightning speed, Skittles launches a bubble attack, but the tough Geodude manages to cling on with just a sliver of health. The Geodude hurls a rock throw, and I brace for the worst, but then in a miraculous moment, Skittles evades the attack. Roxanne heals Geodude back up to half health, and with renewed hope, Skittles delivers another bubble attack and knocks out the Geodude. However, the battle is far from over as Roxanne sends out her ultimate weapon, Nose Pass. Fear grips me, and I return Skittles to the sidelines, knowing that she is our only chance and her health must be preserved. She cannot take on this Nose Pass alone, so I send in Biscuit to pave the way for Skittles' victory. With expert precision, Biscuit uses Sand Attack, making all of its moves terribly inaccurate. He then uses one final growl to weaken its attack by one stage for good measure. Now, it's time for Skittles to shine. I send her back into the fray, and she expertly dodges Nosepass's Rock Tomb attacks. However, her bubble attacks do little damage, and I must withdraw Skittles from battle. I send Biscuit back in to growl more and lower the power of Nosepass's attacks. My intuition proved to be useful as Biscuit is hit by an incredibly inaccurate rock tomb upon switching in. He then lowers Nosepass's attack stat to a minimum, making its moves nearly ineffective. Finally, his work is done. There is no more that Biscuit can do to improve our odds at success. I must return Skittles to battle. With pain in my heart, I send her onto the front lines. Skittles charges in with bubble attacks. Nosepass counters with a tackle, but Skittle avoids it with grace. Roxanne heals Nosepass with a potion, and I feel my heart rate increasing. Skittles delivers bubble attacks with precision, slowly chipping away at the Nosepass's health. However, it retaliates with rock throws, but miraculously, Skittles avoids them all. And with a final bubble attack, Nosepass goes down, and we emerge victorious. Biscuit and Skittles have proven their mettle as fearless heroes, and we owe our victory to their courage and tenacity. We finally received the Stone Badge. As our victorious team exits the Rustboro gym, we stumble upon a shocking scene. A Team Aqua Grunt dashing away with stolen goods. With no second thought, we pursue the criminal and track him down to the Rustboro tunnel, where he has taken a poor Wingle named Pico hostage. The Wingle's owner, Mr. Briny, pleads for our help in rescuing his beloved companion. We charge into the tunnel with determination and send Pepsi to take down the grunt. Victory is ours as we save Pico and return the stolen goods to the Devon Corporation. But our triumph is short-lived, as the president of the corporation, Mr. Stone, needs our help once again to deliver a letter to his son in Dewford Town and a package to the shipyard in Slateport City. Despite the bizarre nature of the request, considering that I am 10 years old and he's requesting that I do the bidding of his major corporation, I agree to help. I make my way to Route 104, where Mr. Briny, grateful for our assistance, offers us a ride on his ferry boat to Dewford Town as a reward for rescuing Pico. Chapter 4. Upon arriving in Dewford, I am gifted an old rod from a local fisherman. I explore the small town and find a group of people whose job it is to keep up with trendy slogans. And it turns out that the trendiest phrase in all of Hoenn happens to be small popular, just like my channel. By the way, my channel is definitely small popular right now. And if you'd like to see my channel grow into big popular, you can help by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. My subscribers are the snazziest people on YouTube, and that fact is 100% subjectively true. You can be snazzy too just by hitting that subscribe button. Thank you everyone for your support. I really hope that you're enjoying the story thus far, so how about we get back to it? During my short stay on this tranquil island, I seized the opportunity to unwind and indulge in a bit of fishing. To my delight, I successfully reel in a tentacle whom I named Jello. I then venture towards Route 106 and try my luck at fishing once more, this time landing a Magikarp which I named Taiyaki. But my brief reprieve is soon over as I ready myself to embark on the perilous trek through the Granite Cave in order to deliver the letter to none other than the son of the Devon Corporation president, Stephen Stone. Entering the dark and cavernous depths, I blindly make my way towards Stephen's whereabouts. En route, I come face to face with an Aeron, whom I capture and christen as Jawbreaker. Upon delivering the letter to Stephen, he hands me a TM for Steelwing as a token of gratitude for carrying out his father's errand. Eager to continue my journey, I exit the cave and start readying my team for the impending showdown at the Dewford Gym, where we aim to topple Brawly and acquire our next gym badge. I spent countless hours training my team through grueling and monotonous battles to reach the same level as Brawly's highest Pokemon, who sat at level 19. And as the team progressed, Habanero gained enough experience to finally evolve into a rough and tough Combuskin, and I eventually succeed in leveling everybody up. In the Dewford Gym, we proceed flawlessly, with Pepsi dominating most of the trainers, while Habanero pitched in with the final one to avoid surpassing level 19. Once we defeated the trainers, we headed to the back of the gym to face Brawly and earn the coveted Knuckle Badge. Brawly, the Doofer gym leader, boasts about his rigorous training in the island's waves and caves, challenging us to show him what we're made of. I chose Pepsi as my first Pokemon and ensure that she is poisoned so that her Guts ability is active. She deals a powerful wing attack to Brawly's Machop, but it manages to survive with just a sliver of health, and it counters with a Seismic Toss. After healing up Pepsi, she engages in another round with the Machop, who lands a devastating Karate Chop, bringing her health back down to half. In a moment of panic, I switch to Skittles, hoping that she can withstand the Machop's attack. While Skittles resists the incoming Karate Chop, I use the opportunity to heal up Pepsi with my last healing item. I then bring Pepsi back into the fold, and thankfully the Machop uses Bulk Up instead of dealing damage. Pepsi lands the final blow with Wing Attack, and the Machop is finally defeated. Brawly then unleashes his Makuhita. With a fierce determination, Pepsi lands a powerful Wing Attack, swiftly taking out the opponent with one hit. Brawly is left stunned and defeated, and we proudly earn the Knuckle Badge as a symbol of our triumph. Chapter 5. After leaving the Doofer Gym, our next destination is Slateport. Once I arrived, I promptly head to the shipyard to deliver the Devon goods. When inside, an engineer named Doc tells me that the package needs to be delivered to Captain Stern, so I make my way to find him. However, before doing so, I defeat a group of trainers for some extra experience on Route 109 and even buy some soda pops from a vendor. With my newly acquired beverages, I make my way to the museum, where a group of Team Aqua grunts were previously loitering around, and head to the second floor. I find Captain Stern there, admiring a model ship. Just as I attempt to deliver the package to him, we are suddenly ambushed by a pair of Team Aqua grunts. They demand I hand over the Devon goods, but I refuse to let them take it. I send out Habanero to take care of them in battle. After defeating the grunts, the leader of Team Aqua, Archie, bursts into the room. He's upset that his grunts were defeated by a mere child. He tells me that I should not get in the way of their plans to expand the ocean of Hoenn, but I am determined to stop them, even if that means facing consequences. Finally, I deliver the Devon goods to Captain Stern, who thanks me for rescuing him from Team Aqua. With our mission accomplished in Slateport, it's time to head north to Route 110 and make our way to Mauville. Chapter 6. As I journeyed towards Mauville, I fiercely battled trainers left and right, gaining valuable experience along the way. And it was during this journey that Biscuit evolved into a beautiful Linoon, adding to our growing strength. While making our way through Route 110, my neighbor and friendly rival, Brendan, awaited my arrival and challenged me to a battle. Though nervous, I sent Habanero into battle, easily taking out Brendan's Shroomish. However, things took a turn when he sent out his strongest Pokemon, Marshtomp. Knowing that none of my team members were fully equipped to handle it, I decided to take a chance and send out Biscuit. Biscuit evaded Marshtomp's bite attack and took down the Pokemon with a few well-placed headbutts. Next, Brendan sent out Nummel, but it was no match for Biscuit's speed and strength. After defeating Brendan, I continued on my path to Mauville, defeating any trainer that stood in our way. Our journey to Mauville was fraught with anticipation, knowing that the city's gym leader, Watson, would be a formidable opponent. We wasted no time in acquiring the HM for Rock Smash and the Acro Bike from Rydell's Cycle Shop. Eager to add more firepower to our team, I set out to Route 117, where I stumbled upon a small but sharp and thorny Roselia, whom I affectionately named T. But our luck didn't end there. We also encountered our old friend Wally outside the gym, begging his uncle for a chance to take on the gym challenge. He begged to battle me to prove his competency. However, his experience showed, and he was easily defeated by our Skittles and Pepsi. Despite his defeat, Wally was grateful for the chance to prove himself and vowed to train harder. Recognizing the challenge ahead, we set out to battle trainers on both Route 117 and the bike path on Route 110 to hone our skills and strengthen our team. During our grueling training, our cute little Pepsi evolved into a graceful and powerful Swallow. Once we were confident that we were ready for the gym, we headed inside to face the trainers and eventually the mighty Watson himself for the Dynamo badge. As we approached Watson, he welcomed us with a smirk. He then announced his intention to electrify us with his veteran battle skills, and the battle began. Watson sent out his first Pokemon, a Magnemite, and I countered with my Habanero. The Magnemite stood no chance against Habanero's powerful double kicks, which took it down in a single blow. Undeterred, Watson sends out his Voltorb, which relentlessly attacked Habanero with Sparks and Sonic Boom while Habanero powered up with Bulk Up. Though Habanero was left at low health, a well-timed Super Potion from our bag brought him back to full health, and he easily took down the Voltorb with another swift double kick. Finally, Watson called out his strongest Pokemon, his ace, Magneton. The Magneton quickly paralyzed Habanero with a Thunder Wave, but Habanero pushed through the paralysis and took down the Magneton with just one double kick, leaving Watson shocked and defeated. Habanero had proven to be a true powerhouse, and we couldn't have done it without him. Chapter 7. After defeating Watson, we headed north to Route 101, taking on every trainer on our path. As the team weakened, we backtracked to Mauville for a quick heal-up. However, upon returning, a Geodude appeared from a rock when I used Rock Smash, leaving us with no other option but to catch it as our encounter for Route 111. Unfortunately, this prevented us from catching a Trapinch in the desert as planned. Although I caught the Geodude and named it Meatball, I was disappointed to miss out on the chance to catch a new species. I think a lot of my viewers resonated with my upset and left me a lot of comments saying that they think it would be acceptable to not count the Geodude as the encounter for Route 111. And after receiving many comments about this, I decided to run a poll to determine whether or not accepting an encounter for the desert area would be acceptable, or if that's something that my viewers wanted to see. And the results showed that 81% of you decided that the change would be acceptable. And while some may argue that this change makes the game a little bit easier on me, or that I was being a little too lenient, I acknowledged my inexperience with Nuzlocks and made an exception for this particular situation. And ultimately, as long as I don't break any established rules, I feel like it's safe to make minor adjustments as needed, especially considering that this is only the second Nuzlocke I have ever attempted to complete ever. So I am really inexperienced, and I thought I would allow myself a little bit of grace. In this case, I don't really consider it breaking a rule so much as adding a clause. If you disagree with this change, I totally understand. But rest assured, I won't be making any similar changes like these in future Nuzlocke playthroughs. But I did want to make note of it for the sake of transparency. After catching Meatball, I made my way through the incredibly hot, fiery path and rested up with the elderly woman who lives just north of the desert. Then I headed west to Route 113, where the ground was covered in soot and it flew through the air like snow. Trainers were everywhere on the route, and we were constantly ambushed by Pokemon. While trudging my way through the soot with Jello at the lead of my party, we encountered a Numel. In a moment of sheer stupidity, I forgot that Numel knows the move Magnitude, and as soon as I questioned myself on this issue, the Numel used Magnitude, killing Jello. I was incredibly upset because this death could have been prevented. All of us feel the loss, as our chances of defeating Flannery have just been reduced. Jello was going to be the one to take her down, but that hope has since been dashed. After Jello's burial in Fall Arbor, we faced the difficult task of strategizing how to defeat Flannery. Reluctantly, I decided to rely on Meatball, despite his disrespectful nature. With no other options, I recruited him onto the team and made my way to Meteor Falls. Route 114 was a calming respite with tranquil waterfalls and lakes. Even the trainers in the area posed little challenge to my team. After hiking up the side of the mountain, we finally reached the entrance of the ancient cave with its craters and stalagmites. Inside the cave, I caught a Zubat and I named her Bluebell. I trained her up, adding her to the team, and soon found myself intervening in a situation with a group of Team Aqua grunts harassing a researcher. It seems as though they've stolen a valuable meteorite from him and have evil plans for it on Mount Chimney. However, before I could battle them, Team Magma stepped in to take control of the situation, as their leader, Maxie, informed me of Team Aqua's plans to flood the lands and expand the oceans. The Aqua Grunts make a mad dash for the exit and I am compelled to give chase. After consoling the researcher, I chased after Team Aqua to Mount Chimney. As we make our way towards Team Aqua's hideout, I engage in battles with several trainers along the way, determined to strengthen my team and prepare for the upcoming showdown. During our training sessions, I witness Meatball's disrespectful behavior fade away as he evolves into a powerful Graveler. Impressed with his newfound strength, I forgive him for his previous misconduct and officially welcome him as a valuable member of the team. Not long after, Bluebell also evolves into a Golbat, radiating pride and confidence in her abilities. With the team growing stronger every day, I worry that Team Aqua will be a more formidable opponent than before. To counter this, I decide to bring Taiyaki out of the box and invest in his untapped potential. With intensive training, Taiyaki eventually evolves into a fearsome Gyarados and our team is complete. Fueled with confidence and strength, we sent out to track down the Aqua Grunts and put a stop to their evil plans. Chapter 8. As we take the cable car to ascend Mount Chimney, the air grows hotter and more oppressive, but our team remains undaunted. At the top of Mount Chimney, Team Aqua members guard their leader Archie, who is manipulating the stolen meteorite. Bluebell defeats the first grunt with ease and swiftly takes down the next opponent, Admin Matt. Archie is in sight, just ahead of me. As I face him, my heart sinks, but I try to remain fearless. He proudly proclaims his intention to use an odd machine to amplify the power of the meteorite and stop any further volcanic eruptions, hoping to enlarge the sea to further his plans. He challenges us to a battle and sends out his Mightyena, which intimidates Bluebell the Golbat and uses Sand Attack to lower her accuracy. I must withdraw her from battle now, and I send out Habanero to attack the Mightyena with a double kick. After landing a critical hit, Habanero swiftly dispatches the Mightyena. Archie then sends out his own Golbat, whose flying-type moves may severely damage Habanero. To preserve Habanero's life, I withdraw him and send out Taiyaki, who intimidates Archie's Pokemon. However, a hidden power attack from Taiyaki does little damage despite also having a stab boost. I pivot to Biscuit, who takes a wing attack without flinching and takes down the Golbat with powerful strength attacks. However, Biscuit is not unharmed, as this battle leaves him with only half health. Despite this, I have the utmost confidence in Biscuit as Archie sends out his strongest Pokemon, a formidable Sharpedo. Biscuit launches a powerful strength attack, but little did I know that this Sharpedo has the evilest intentions in mind. He retaliates with a painful and deadly crunch and Biscuit falls to the ground. The pain I feel is so intense that I cannot move. I am more heartbroken in this moment than I've ever been in my life. My teammate, my comrade, my most loyal companion, gone forever, and I am utterly distraught with pain. I want vengeance for my dear comrade, and I will have my revenge. I send in Habanero to finish off the job with one final double kick. The Sharpedo faints, and the battle is won, but I do not feel victorious. Archie claims that nobody can stop Team Aqua and dashes away, leaving my heart in shambles. Even though Biscuit is gone, and though he will be dearly missed and forever remembered, we still have a journey to continue on, badges to collect, and evil to thwart. I must push forward and move on. It's what Biscuit would have wanted. We make our way down the volcano, our hearts heavy and our spirits crushed. We encounter more trainers on our path, and I defeat them quickly and ruthlessly, my mind set on revenge. Eventually, we reach the town of Lava Ridge where we seek refuge from our grief. Our tears flow freely as we say our goodbyes. Biscuit, you will forever hold a special place in our hearts. Chapter 9. I knew it was time to focus on our next challenge, battling Flannery. Her powerful Fire-type Pokemon posed a significant threat to our team, and we needed to be prepared. I decided to spend some time with the team, training and strengthening our skills. I realized that Skittles, who had been enjoying a well-deserved break, would be an essential part of our strategy, so I called her back to the team, and with all hands on deck, we trained tirelessly, and Skittles showed us that she was ready to battle by evolving into a Masquerain. Knowing that Meatball was our strongest asset, we had him lead the team into the gym. The gym trainers posed little challenge for us thanks to Meatball's dominance over their fire types. After taking them down one by one, we finally confront Flannery, who speaks in an unusual manner and displays false confidence. She drops the facade and challenges us to a battle, sending out a Slugma while I send in Meatball. The first rollout almost takes out the Slugma, but it retaliates with a Smog attack that poisons Meatball. Despite the poison, we manage to take down the Slugma with another rollout. Flannery sends out a second Slugma, but our rollout misses, and it hits Meatball with a weak Flamethrower attack. We must heal Meatball before the poison takes a greater toll on him, and I use the only two healing items I have, a Soda Pop and an Antidote. Meanwhile, Slugma uses Sunny Day, amplifying Fire-type moves, and hits Meatball with a more powerful Flamethrower, reducing him to half health. With Meatball unable to continue, I switch to Habanero, who takes a devastating overheat from Flannery's Torkoal, forcing me to switch out again. Taiyaki enters the battle, but it gets caught in Torkoal's attract, incapacitating him. Bluebell is then sent in, but gets paralyzed from a body slam and is heavily injured. With no other options, I send in Pepsi, who trades blows with Torkoal until both are on the brink of defeat. I finally send in Skittles, who manages to take out the Torkoal with a Bubble Beam, securing our victory over Flannery and earning us the Heat Badge. Chapter 10. Excitedly leaving the gym, I make my way to the nearest Pokemon Center to heal up our battle-weary team, and just as I exit the gym, Brendan approaches me and hands me the Go Goggles, enabling us to safely traverse the desert. Grateful for the gift, I promptly head out to explore the sandy expanse after giving my team a much-needed rest. During our journey, we encounter a Trapinch, and I can't resist capturing her. I name her Apple, thrilled to have her join our team. We spend some time training against the trainers in the desert before finally returning to Petalburg. As much as Skittles has been a valuable member of our team, I know it's time to give her a well-deserved break. I am confident that she will enjoy a peaceful life in retirement. No longer faced with the dangers of battle and death, she is finally able to relax. Apple, our new addition, quickly becomes the focus of my attention. I spend time training her, getting her ready for the upcoming challenge against my father, the next gym leader. Our team is now fully trained and ready to face the ultimate challenge, my own father, Norman. During our training, Bluebell and I have formed a strong bond, resulting in her evolution into a lightning-fast Crobat. With the team in top form, we confidently enter the gym, and Habanero demonstrates his might by easily dispatching the gym trainers. However, my oversight results in Habanero exceeding the level cap of Norman's top Pokemon, and we are forced to give him a mandatory vacation just before the critical showdown. To fill the void, we recall Meatball from his vacation, who conveniently knows Hidden Power with a fighting type variation. Meatball proves to be a powerhouse, taking down the remaining trainers in quick succession. With our new lineup set, we finally face off against Norman. My father expresses his pride in my progress, but warns me that he won't hold back just because I'm his daughter. He sends out his first Slacking, and my strategy involves using Little Jawbreaker to dig underground, but unfortunately the Slacking puts our Aron to sleep with Yawn. Despite using an Awakening, Jawbreaker falls asleep to Yawn again, forcing me to switch to Meatball earlier than planned. When the Slacking uses Yawn a third time, I pivot back to Jawbreaker, hoping he wakes up in time. Fortunately, Jawbreaker awakens just in time to dig underground and avoid an attack, and we're finally able to execute the initial strategy. However, Norman heals up the slacking just before it faints, and Jawbreaker unfortunately runs out of PP for dig. With his stamina depleted, we must rely on other means of damage. Jawbreaker is once again put to sleep by Yawn, but he swiftly wakes up and delivers a final Metal Claw, knocking out the slacking. Norman sends out his second slacking, and I'm forced to send in Bluebell on a terrifying Focus Punch. It does little damage to her, but she does little damage in return. She takes a powerful Facade and is nearly killed, and I must switch her out for Meatball. Meatball's hidden power fighting prevents Slacking from using its powerful Focus Punch, allowing him to take it down. We continue this strategy as we defeat Norman's Vigoroth and earn the Balance Badge. My father compliments our hard work, and we leave the gym feeling quite accomplished. Chapter 11. After emerging victorious from the gym battle, we waste no time and head next door to collect the Surf HM from Wally's father. With this new skill in our arsenal, we are eager to explore new territories and embark on new adventures. We make our way to Mauville, where Watson informs us that we must deactivate the power supply to New Mauville. He hands over the key and we successfully complete the task. As a reward, Watson gives us the invaluable TM for Thunderbolt, which we eagerly add to our collection. Our next destination is Route 118, where I finally encounter a Pokemon I've been anticipating adding to our team for a while now, an Electrike, who I name Taffy. I teach her Thunderbolt, and we set out to train her in battles with various trainers along the route. With Winona's Flying-type gym battle looming, I am certain that Taffy will prove to be an excellent asset. Amidst the jungle, my team grows stronger, and Jawbreaker evolves into a sturdy Lairon. We soon reach the Weather Institute, only to be confronted by Team Aqua Grunts, blocking the path to the bridge. With no other option, we enter the facility, sensing trouble brewing within. Once inside, I notice that the building is flooded by Team Aqua Grunts, led by Shelly, one of their admins. Taffy demonstrates her strength by swiftly dealing with her Pokemon, and we receive a cast form as a gift from one of the researchers we rescued. Feeling proud, we heal our team and leave the Institute to cross the bridge. Soon after, Brendan appears out of nowhere, challenging us to a battle. His Shroomish and Numel fall quickly to our Speedy Pepsi and Taiyaki's Surf Attack. He sends out his Marsh Stomp, but it quickly falls to Taiyaki's powerful Dragon Rage. In recognition of our strength, Brendan rewards us with the HM for Fly, which we teach to Pepsi. We continue our journey, battling trainers along the way until we finally reach Four Tree City, a peaceful community built amidst the trees. Unfortunately, we can't access the city's gym due to an invisible obstacle blocking our path. After receiving the Devonscope from Stephen Stone on Route 120, we make our way back to the gym with this new tool in hand, and we successfully gained entry. I'm filled with anticipation as I rush to face Winona. Taffy effortlessly takes down every gym trainer along the way, and I feel confident that my team has never been stronger. When the battle begins, Winona sends out her Swellow, and I lead with Taffy, who defeats it with a fast Thunderbolt. However, things take a turn for the worse when Winona sends out her Altaria. Despite my attempts to take it down with Thunderbolt, the Altaria uses Dragon Dance to boost its attack and speed stats. I realize that Altaria is about to use Earthquake, and I quickly switch to Pepsi to avoid losing Taffy. Unfortunately, in a flustered state, I mistakenly use Fly instead of Facade, which would have been significantly more effective as it is Pepsi's strongest attack. Altaria continues to strengthen itself with another Dragon Dance, and I continue to make the same mistake, using Fly instead of Facade. Though Pepsi did land some powerful blows, Winona healed her Altaria back up to full health, and I begin to panic. With Pepsi in poor health, I withdraw her and send in Taffy, hoping for a miracle. But to my dismay, Altaria outspeeds and knocks Taffy out with a single Earthquake. My incompetence and poor decision-making led to the loss of a team member, and I feel angry and disappointed in myself. With no time to grieve, I send in Taiyaki, whose Intimidate ability helps lower Altaria's attack. Taiyaki finally takes down the evil Altaria with Dragon Rage. She sends in her Pelipper next, and Jawbreaker finishes it off with a Rock Tomb. Winona's Skarmory is a tough opponent, but Habanero manages to do some damage with Ember before nearly being knocked out by Skarmory's Aerial Ace. She heals her Skarmory up and I'm forced to send Jawbreaker back in to finish the job. At last, Jawbreaker takes down the Skarmory with another Rock Tomb, and Winona is finally defeated. Even though we win the battle and receive the Feather Badge, I can't shake the feeling of disappointment and regret for the loss of Taffy. Upon our return to the Pokemon Center to heal our battle-worn team, we mourn Taffy's loss. She shall be remembered. With great sadness, the team and I embark on our journey to Lily Cove. Chapter 12. As I make my way to Lily Cove City, I remember that the elusive Feebas can be found on Route 119. With determination in my heart, I spend countless days fishing in search of this rare Pokemon. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, I successfully catch a Feebas and name him Caviar. I know that in order to evolve him into a stunning Milotic, he will require plenty of love and care. I shower him with compliments, take him to the spa, share my skincare routine with him, and feed him endless Pokeblocks until he feels confident enough to transform. After all the hard work, Caviar finally evolves into one of the most gorgeous Pokemon to ever exist, a stunning Milotic. The journey to Lily Cove is fraught with danger as we encounter skilled and formidable trainers along the way. Each battle pushes the team to their limits and we come perilously close to losing some of our members. By the time we reach Lily Cove, we are exhausted and in dire need of some rest. As we make our way, we come across the Safari Zone, a facility that piques our interest. After the team is healed and rejuvenated, we decide to backtrack to the Safari Zone to catch a Pokemon that could prove to be an invaluable asset in the future. And so, we catch a Girafarig whom I affectionately name Banana. I train her hard to ensure that she's up to par with the rest of the team. As we enter the department store in Lily Cove, Brendan is waiting at the entrance, claiming that he's not there to shop for dolls. However, I am skeptical. He challenges us to a battle, but my team is battle-hardened and ready for anything. This battle went by so quickly that I felt pity for Brendan, but during this battle, Apple ended up getting enough experience to evolve into a Vibrava. We celebrate her growth and head to the top floor of the department store to buy some drinks. Our next destination is Moss Deep City, but Team Aqua's blockade in the ocean prevents us from getting there. We hear rumors that they have evil plans at Mount Pyre, so we change our trajectory and head to the secluded island mountains south of the Safari Zone instead. Mount Pyre was a place to mourn the dead. Ghosts and spirits follow in my shadow. Exploring the cemetery, we fearlessly fend off living trainers and howling ghosts alike. Once I reach the top floor, I catch an uncommon Duskull, which we name Licorice. Our team grows stronger as Habanero evolves into a Blaziken, his final and most powerful form. After falling through several holes in the floor, we make our way outside the west exit. The exterior here is eerie, with thick fog that impairs visibility through the sea of headstones. We climb up the mountain of graves and discover Team Aqua at the peak, executing their wicked plans in this sacred place. We defeat their grunts and confront Archie, who is harassing an elderly couple. He boasts about his success in acquiring the red orb from them and shoves me aside before escaping with his group to Slateport City. The elderly woman pleads with me to take the remaining blue orb and stop Team Aqua from separating the two orbs, which would lead to calamity. Determined to prevent this, I promise to handle the situation and immediately fly to Slateport to pursue Archie. Once there, we spot a commotion near the port. Captain Stern is surrounded by reporters and photographers while Archie and his accomplice steal a submarine to reach the legendary Pokemon Kyogre and further their maniacal plans. Knowing that their headquarters are near Lily Cove City, we head there after training up our team, which includes Licorice, our cute little Duskull, evolving into a daunting Dusclops. We storm the Aqua hideout, battling their grunts until we find the stolen submarine. One of Archie's admins, Matt, challenges us to a battle, but we easily defeat his team. As the submarine departs, we are forced to leave the hideout. Chapter 13. I decide to head to Moss Deep City as there seems to be no way to stop Team Aqua for now. The journey there is simple, as my well-trained team easily fends off any swimming trainers we come across. As soon as we arrive, I focus on training my team to reach the same level as Tate and Liza's Psychic-type Pokemon. It's during this training that Jawbreaker finally evolved into a rock-hard Aggron, and our team is ready to take on the gym. Caviar and Licorice breeze through the gym trainers, and I face the terrible twins in a double battle. Despite their warning that I don't stand a chance, my team proves them wrong. Caviar's Surf inflicts massive damage on both their Lunatone and Solrock, while Licorice's Shadow Ball takes out the latter. With only Lunatone left, it too falls to another Shadow Ball. I am amazed at how easy this battle was, and it's clear to me that my team is stronger than ever before. After leaving the gym, we make our way to Steven Stone's residence, where we obtain the TM for Dive. Once obtained, we set out to track down Team Aqua and their stolen submarine. Following our intuition, we dive into the deep sea and find an underwater cavern where we encounter numerous Team Aqua grunts scattered throughout the cave. With our superior skills, we defeat each and every one of them as we push forward towards the cave's innermost depths. Finally, we reach the cavern's heart and discover the legendary and ancient Pokemon Kyogre lying in a deep slumber. Archie appears out of nowhere and declares that he will get rid of me once and for all. Unbeknownst to him, I have been yearning for revenge for my fallen comrade Biscuit, and this could be my chance to get it. I send in Habanero to battle against his Mightyena, which tries to confuse him but fails and is knocked out by a powerful double kick. Next, his Crobat falls prey to Jawbreaker's Rock Tomb, unable to withstand his attacks. Finally, Archie sends out the same Sharpedo that killed Biscuit, and my heart is filled with fire and hatred. I send Habanero to fight it again, determined to avenge my fallen friend. And in one swift move, Habanero delivers a fatal double kick that takes down the Sharpedo. I emerge victorious, having defeated Archie and foiled Team Aqua's nefarious plans. More importantly, I find solace knowing that Biscuit's death has been avenged, and he can finally rest in peace. Despite Archie's praise for my battling skills, I cannot forgive him for his misdeeds. Suddenly, the red orb begins to glow, and Kyogre, the legendary Pokemon, awakes from its slumber. It approaches us slowly, before disappearing underwater, leaving Archie bewildered. He receives a call from a Team Aqua grunt outside the cave, who reports that the region of Hoenn is experiencing heavy rain that could cause catastrophic flooding. Archie realizes that this is not what he intended, and the situation is out of control. Team Magma and their leader, Maxie, appear, scalding Archie for unleashing such chaos. As we exit the cave, we witness the dreadful storm and the resulting monsoon that upsets the balance of nature. Steven Stone arrives, urging me to leave while I still can. Following him, I head to Sootopolis City, where we hope to find a way to resolve the crisis. Chapter 14. As I arrived in Sootopolis City, Steven Stone and Wallace, the gym leader, were waiting for me at the center of the city's crater. They urged me to enter the Cave of Origin with the blue orb, assuring me that they believed in my ability to resolve this crisis. Inside the cave, I encountered Kyogre, the legendary Pokemon, once again, and as I approached it, the blue orb reacted, awakening Kyogre with a furious look in its eyes. Rather than engaging in battle, I resolved to capture Kyogre using a Master Ball, recognizing that it was a force of nature to be respected, not injured. After escaping from the cave, I discovered that the weather had calmed and the sun was shining once again, indicating that the terrible flood had ended. I decided that my journey was almost complete, and the next step was to collect my final gym badge from Wallace. Upon entering the gym, I found the trainers to be a breeze to defeat. I made my way up the fragile ice bridges to face Wallace for the last badge of my journey. My nerves get the best of me, but I muster the courage to battle. I started the battle with Licorice against his Love Disc. I quickly swapped in Banana to defeat it, but when he sent out his Whiscash, I had to switch in Caviar. The battle was intense, but Caviar's toxic and recover moves helped to secure the victory. Wallace tried to heal his Whiscash, but it was too late. The poison had already set in. Caviar's final Ice Beam was all it took to bring it down. Wallace then sent out his Celio, but Caviar was able to poison it too. After Caviar got paralyzed with a body slam, I called in Licorice, and a combination of Shadow Ball and poisoning took down the Celio quickly. The next challenger was his Seeking, which dealt significant damage with Water Pulse, but we managed to heal Caviar's paralysis and bring it down with Licorice's Shadow Ball. Finally, Wallace sent out his prized Milotic, and I responded by sending in my own Milotic, Caviar. In a battle of honor, Caviar started by badly poisoning his Milotic, but it retaliated with Ice Beam, freezing my Pokemon. I quickly restored Caviar with a Lemonade, and Wallace's Milotic used Recover, but the toxic poisoning steadily brought its health back down. Caviar, after thawing out, continued using Surf to whittle its health down until it finally fell. With the victory, I received my 8th and final gym badge, and my team celebrated our success. Despite the long and arduous journey to collect all 8 gym badges, the adventure is far from over. Determined to become the Pokemon League champion, I sent off to conquer Victory Road, a treacherous cave filled with formidable trainers. With each step forward, we face increasingly difficult battles, pushing the limits of our strength and endurance. It is during this training that Apple finally evolves into a swift and agile Flygon. Though some members of the team were brought to the brink of death, we managed to make it to the end of the cave unscathed. However, as we near the exit, Wally, our sickly old friend, appears unexpectedly and challenges me to a final battle to display his development. Despite his improvement, I remain confident in the ability of my team to emerge victorious. In the battle against Wally, he sends out an Altaria while I counter with Habanero. However, due to Habanero's flying type weakness, I switch him out with Caviar, who takes down the Altaria with a single Ice Beam. When Wally sends out his Magneton, I bring back Habanero, and he quickly defeats it with a Blaze Kick. But things take a wild turn when Wally sends out his strongest and most beloved Pokemon, Gardevoir. I switch Habanero out for Licorice, but a powerful Psychic attack from Gardevoir does significant damage. In an attempt to poison Gardevoir with Toxic, I switch in Caviar, but the strategy fails when Gardevoir uses Double Team to avoid our attacks. Caviar was unable to land the Toxic. Desperate to find a solution, I send in Jawbreaker, who resists Psychic attacks, but Gardevoir uses Psychic and Future Sight, dealing heavy damage to Jawbreaker, who misses a Rock Tomb. Despite healing him back to full health, Jawbreaker eventually falls to Gardevoir's Future Sight attack. He is dead, and I am beside myself with regret and sorrow. But I have no time to mourn or grieve. I must make a decision. I decide to sacrifice Licorice to give the team a window of opportunity for success, but to my surprise, he survives Gardevoir's attack with just 4 HP remaining. Licorice's Shadow Ball misses, and I decide to use my final healing item to bring him back to full health. However, on the next turn, Gardevoir uses Psychic, bringing Licorice back down to low health. Suddenly, in a fortuitous turn of events, Gardevoir uses Future Sight instead of Psychic, and Licorice finally lands a Shadow Ball, taking down Gardevoir. With the threat of Gardevoir finally concluded, I switch in Pepsi against Wally's Delcatty. I decide to use Fly in order to avoid the previous Future Sight attack, and it worked! I bring back Habanero to take down the Delcatty with a single double kick. Finally, Wally's next Pokemon, Roselia, is defeated with a Blaze Kick, and the battle against the vicious Wally is finally over. The team takes a moment to mourn our loss of Jawbreaker, as Wally congratulates us on our win. With heavy hearts, we exit the cave and bury our fallen friend. Once we are finished grieving, we head into the Pokemon League building. Chapter 15. Despite facing numerous challenges on our journey, our mission is not yet complete. We must train our team to reach level 55, which is that of the highest leveled Pokemon of the 4th Elite Four member. We have a long way to go, but I'm determined to see it through. I put the team through rigorous training sessions that push them to their limits, enhancing their skills and maximizing their strengths. After days of intense preparation, the team has reached the level cap and is fully equipped to take on the Elite Four and the Hoenn champion, Steven Stone. Though I am incredibly nervous, I have never felt more confident in our abilities. We make our way to the Pokemon League and clear the gym badge inspection to enter the room where the first member of the Elite Four, Sydney, awaits. He compliments my team before initiating the battle by sending out his Mightyena. Despite Habanero's efforts to boost his stats, Mightyena sends him out of battle with Roar, prompting Pepsi to take the field. I recall Habanero and build his stats up once again, and with a double kick, he defeats the Mightyena. Shiftry soon follows, also falling to a double kick. However, I decide to switch in Caviar to take down his Absol, which he does effortlessly with Surf. Sydney sends out his Cacturne, and with Flamethrower, Habanero brings it down quickly. Sharpedo poses a problem though, so I switch in Caviar to apply Toxic and gradually poison it. I pivot back to Habanero and he knocks out Sharpedo with a powerful double kick. We emerge victorious from battle, and Sydney offers congratulations, expressing his belief that we have what it takes to succeed. As we ascend the staircase and step into the next room, the second Elite Four member, Phoebe, stands poised and ready to face us. I anticipate her Ghost-type moves will be challenging, but I have faith that Banana will be a suitable contender against them. Phoebe expresses her close bond with her Pokemon and begins the battle by sending out a Dusclops, to which I respond with Banana. Despite being immune to Ghost-type moves, Banana is cursed by Dusclops, and I'm forced to recall her. Phoebe then sends in her Banette, and on the next turn, I send Banana back out and she is no longer under the curse's effects. With a few crunches, Banana takes out the Banette, but it burns her with Will-O-Wisp. Although the burn is not a real issue, Banana is weakened by the time Phoebe sends out her Sableye, so I send in Apple. Despite Feint Attack dealing more damage to Apple than I expected, she manages to knock out the Sableye with a few Earthquakes. Then, Phoebe sends out a second Dusclops, and I substitute Pepsi in, as she too is immune to Ghost-type moves. However, I was caught off guard when her Dusclops used Ice Beam, but she held her own. To turn the tables, I bring in Licorice, my own Dusclops, and finish off Phoebe's Pokemon with a few Shadow Balls. Lastly, Phoebe's final Banette chooses to use Toxic instead of a Ghost-type move, which gives Licorice an opportunity to defeat it with a single Shadow Ball. As the team emerges victorious, Phoebe compliments my powerful bond with my team. I ascend the stairs to the next room where the third Elite Four member Glacia awaits me, projecting a cool demeanor. She belittles us, claiming to have only faced weak trainers. We're determined to prove her wrong, and she starts the battle by sending out her Glalie. I counter with Habanero, whose swift flamethrower obliterates the Glalie. She follows up with Celio, which falls to Habanero's double kicks. However, her second Celio manages to freeze Habanero with a blizzard, so I switch to Licorice while Habanero sits frozen on the sidelines. Licorice efficiently takes down the Celio with Shadow Balls despite its attempts to seduce him. Glacia's second Glalie is met with Caviar Surf after taking a Shadow Ball. We then face her Walrein, which I poison with Toxic using Caviar, but he's left with low health. I heal him up with a Lemonade while he uses Recover, and the poison slowly wears down the Walrein, allowing Caviar to finish it off with a Surf. We are victorious against Glacia, who dismisses us with a cold shoulder before sending us off to our next challenge. I lead my team up the fourth set of stairs and enter the room where the final Elite Four member, the Dragon Master Drake, awaits us. His worldly experience is evident, and I can sense that this will be our toughest challenge yet. Drake challenges us to prove our worth and sends out his Shelgon, while I lead with Caviar. With a single Ice Beam, Shelgon is quickly defeated, setting the tone for the rest of the battle. Drake sends in his Altaria, but it too falls to Caviar's Ice Beam. His Flygon is no match for Caviar's power, and the same goes for his second Flygon. Drake's final and strongest Pokemon, Salamence, is so swiftly taken down by Caviar's Ice Beam that I am taken aback. With all of Drake's dragons defeated by Caviar's strength, we emerge triumphant, and Drake commends us for our virtuous hearts and potential to become champion. As I can't help but laugh, I also feel a twinge of guilt for the ease at which I defeated Drake. Nonetheless, I can't complain about the victory, and it's undeniable that Caviar was the star of the show. My team and I feel confident and ready for whatever lies ahead. Chapter 16. As I approach the final stairs that lead to the last room of the Pokemon League, where the Hoenn champion Steven Stone awaits us, I reflect on my team's journey with fondness. They have overcome numerous obstacles, from humble beginnings to intense training, tragic losses, and exhilarating victories. As I recall these memories, I can't help but feel a sense of pride in my team's accomplishments, and I know that they feel the same way about me. In this moment, I sense a presence, as if Biscuit and Jawbreaker, my departed teammates, are watching over us from the great beyond, cheering us on and wishing us success. The stakes are high. It's all or nothing now. As I ascend the stairs to the final room, Steven Stone greets me warmly, expressing his eagerness for this battle. He challenges me to put everything I've learned on my journey to the test, and I am determined to do just that. As he sends out his first Pokemon, Skarmory, I respond with Caviar. A couple of Surfs prove to be too much for Skarmory and it falls easily. However, when Steven sends out his Aggron, memories of our fallen Jawbreaker flood our minds. Steven's Aggron bears a similar fierce determination in its eyes, but we know we must set aside our grief and focus on the battle at hand. Caviar unleashes a Surf, landing a critical hit and quickly dispatching the Aggron. However, I face another challenge with his Cradily. Caviar manages to poison it badly with a toxic attack, but then I decide to switch to Habanero and use Flamethrower to deal some damage, but Steven quickly heals his Cradily back up to full health. The Cradily proves to be a formidable opponent, and Habanero takes some heavy hits from its ancient power. I use a healing item to restore Habanero's health, and he manages to land a final blow with Double Kick. But the battle is still ongoing, with Steven Stone bringing out his strongest Pokemon yet, a Metagross that Habanero won't be able to handle. I switch out Habanero for Licorice, hoping to burn the Metagross with a Will-O-Wisp, but it strikes us with Psychic and Meteor Mash, putting Licorice in critical condition. To keep Licorice in the fight, I use my final healing item to restore its health. But even with Licorice's Shadow Ball, Metagross remains a tough adversary and my team is out of healing items. As a last resort, I send in Banana, who is able to withstand a psychic attack. However, my hopes are dashed when Steven uses a full restore to bring Metagross back to full health. Despite Banana's best efforts, Metagross crushes her small body with a powerful Meteor Mash. With Banana gone to the heavens in an instant, I cannot allow myself to be paralyzed by grief. I must press on. I quickly switch in Apple, who surprises me with her strength by quickly taking down Metagross with a single Earthquake. The team begins to celebrate, but our joy is short-lived as Steven sends out his next Pokemon, a Claydol. I deploy Caviar into battle and prioritize his health by using Recover. The Claydol that Steven sends out poses little threat to Caviar, and we bring it down quickly with a combination of Surfs and Toxic. Steven's last Pokemon is an Armaldo, but Caviar is at full health once again thanks to Recover. With a powerful Surf attack, Caviar finishes off the Armaldo in one swift move, securing our final victory. The team and I celebrate our hard-earned victory, knowing that we have given it our all. Steven Stone accepts his defeat gracefully, smiling at me as he tells me how proud he is to see me become the new champion. The feeling of pride is mutual. I'm honored to be the champion, and my team shares the same sentiment, though we dearly miss our fallen comrades, Oreo, Jello, Biscuit, Taffy, and Jawbreaker. I know they are watching over me from above, and they too are proud of my achievement. After all the hard work and battles, I have finally achieved my goal of becoming the best trainer in Hoenn. It's a feeling of pure honor. Steven takes my hand and leads me and my team to the room where the champions' victories are recorded, and we are officially inducted into the Pokemon League Hall of Fame. Our names will be celebrated for all of time. Caviar, Licorice, Apple, Habanero, Pepsi, Banana, and Sabrina, the new league champion. Confetti rains down, triumphant music fills the room, and my team and I jump for joy as we become part of history. As I congratulate my team, I take a moment to remember Skittles, Taiyaki, Meatball, Tea, Bluebell, and Starburst, who couldn't join us in the Hall of Fame, but who were just as integral to our success. Each one of them is a champion in their own right, and we share this victory with them. With my entire team and I being honored, we revel in this final victory, one that will be remembered for generations to come. This concludes the tale of my Nuzlocke of the first game that I ever owned, Pokemon Sapphire. I extend my sincere gratitude to each and every one of you who watched and accompanied me on this incredible journey. Your motivation and support added to the wonder of the experience, making it all the more enjoyable. If you haven't had the chance to watch it yet, I invite you to check out my Sapphire Nuzlocke playlist and embark on the journey for yourself. Playing through this game was a blast, and even though it had to come to an end, I will always cherish this experience. If you enjoyed this story, the best way to let me know is to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Your support means the world to me. And I can assure you that more exciting adventures await on this channel. So stay tuned for more, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye!